Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the Equinox / Equilibrium origin, which is an evolving origin made for 1.17 by the Discord user @Sky from the Origins Discord. And before I get into this video, I just want to mention that according to YouTube statistics, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing. It's free and it helps out a ton. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, since this is a evolving origin, I am going to be covering this quite quickly because I don't want to make the video too long for you guys. So I'm going to be just mashing a lot of the abilities together. So yeah, and I'm sorry about that if that's annoying, but yeah, let's get into it. Moving on to your first ability, you have Celestial Boost. So basically, when you press your primary key, you can launch yourself. Yeah, that's about it. You also have an ability called Solar Synthesis. So basically, it's a more powerful version of photosynthesis, basically meaning that you can't like starve when it's daytime. Yeah, that's about it, when you're exposed to the sun. And then you have an ability called Day Form. Basically, you gain strength and regeneration too when it's daytime. Ignore the night vision. It's basically so that I can see even at nighttime. Although this origin does get night vision when it's nighttime, but for now it's just me using a repeating command block. You also have an ability called Night Form, where basically if I just turn it to nighttime, you'll see that I gain speed too, and it has its own night vision, even though I have night vision already. So yeah, that's your Night Form ability. And yeah, you also have an ability called Similar Materials, basically making it so that netherite stuff deals more damage. And yeah, also you have an ability called Withering Touch. So basically, when you hit a mob, it'll give them the wither effect, along with some other things like the lightning was due to an ability called Celestial Strike, which, as you might have seen, causes the enemy to be hit by a lightning bolt. And yeah, this does have a 1850 tick cooldown, which means just divided by 20 to get the exact amount of seconds. But yeah, let's move on to the downside. Now, moving on to your downsides, you have an ability called Insomnia. So basically, beds are useless and you can't sleep in them. Or this origin's just broken. I don't know why that happened. You're supposed to not be able to use beds, but still be able to like set your spawn. But yeah, I'm guessing it's something wrong with the code. But yeah, moving on to your next ability, you have lighter armor. So basically, you can wear up to iron armor, but not anywhere above it. So diamond armor. Wow. Either I'm reading this thing wrong, or this origin just has some major bugs. Yeah. I'm guessing it's one of the two. Because I'm reading this according to the post and not the actual abilities. So either the post is different from the abilities, but yeah, you also have an ability called Celestial Light, where basically you gain slowness when you're not exposed to the moon or sun. Well, I guess we'll see if that works. There's something seriously wrong with this origin, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm just gonna cover the abilities that are meant to be in this origin anyway, because, it's still part of the origin. I'm sure you can get someone to fix it for you, but if you could, I'm not sure, but yeah. You also have an ability called Cosmic, which basically makes it so that you're supposed to have one less heart. Wow, this origin's extremely buggy. I did not know. I did not read through the downsides. So yeah. Since this origin's like abilities are a bit bugged, the downsides especially. I mean, the positives don't seem to be bugged at all. So I'm just gonna skip over the downsides because I'm pretty sure none of them work. But yeah, let's move on to the next origin. Now, for you to evolve from the Equinox to the Equilibrium, you need to kill the Ender Dragon. But fortunately for me, I just have a command that gives me the advancement. And yeah, let's move on to the abilities. Moving on to first ability, you have Adapted Speed. Basically, it's just that exact ability, but it's a bit more powerful because, I mean, and it launches you further and has a way shorter cooldown, as you might have noticed. And yeah, you also have an ability called Galactic Beam in this origin when you're evolved, where you can basically just shoot a galactic beam. Is it just me, or is this origin extremely bugged? I mean, it worked for me. Yeah, that's about it. So that beam is meant to do a lot of damage. So yeah, that's about it. It's basically like the Starborn beam, but I'm guessing that's color difference, or it's just the exact same. Yeah, you also have an ability called Fortress. Yeah, you have most of the original abilities from the early origin, being the Equinox. So I'm not gonna go over the ones that are just the same. So solar synthesis is the same, the day form is the same, night form is the same. And moving on to your next ability, you have Solar Flare, which basically means that any mob you hit will be, well, set on fire. So I'm sure it's not just because of the, or it's just because, wow, I really did not test this origin out properly. Yeah, it's meant to light the enemies on fire, but yeah. You do have Lunar Decay, which is basically just, I'm guessing, a stronger wither effect. Yeah, you don't have the cooldown anymore, which you had before. Now you can just hit whenever you like, and it'll still deal the wither effect, which is very overpowered in my opinion. You also have an ability called Galactic Wings, basically meaning that you have elytra wings, not too much to explain there. Along with the fact that you have Adapted Knowledge, so basically you deal more damage with netherite, and netherite is way more efficient. So yeah, and yeah guys, that's it for this origin. I know this origin was a bit weird to say the least. Now, just in my defense for not testing out the downsides properly, as I said, I'm pretty sure it's due to some data packs that I have installed, which like add a bunch of dimensions to the game. So I'm guessing it's interfering with this data pack. But other than that, another reason I didn't know about this, didn't notice these origins downsides don't work, is that I was too busy playing out with the positives. Because I mean, launching yourself is way cooler than you might anticipate. But yeah, I was just playing around with that ability a lot. So I didn't pay much attention to the downsides because, I mean, when you're having as much fun with your pros, you don't want to look at the cons. And yeah, if these downsides work for you, please tell me in the comments, because I really want to play with this origin. But yeah, other than that, this was a very good origin. I would have said it was balanced if the downsides actually work, which it doesn't work for me, unfortunately, so I can't give that, well, title. But yeah, in my opinion. But I mean, if it works actually, like, if the downsides actually work and it's not just my problem, then it's an actually balanced origin. I mean, the downsides go very well with the positives, other than the not having a cooldown when you cause the wither effect thing. That's a bit broken, but I mean, It's nice. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you're unsubscribed, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.